Good morning, everyone. Today is the 19th of January 2017. Just wanted to talk about my trading recap yesterday. I don't think I fully explained it after I watched it. But first things first, realized today is one of those contract rollover, and that's the reason why I'm taking the time to make this video is because I'm not sure if I'm really equipped to trade today just because I know it's going to be chop city today. And how do I know that? It's just experience. I've been trading this for about a year now, so I see it time and time again. So it's time to change, right? I'm gonna I'm gonna practice my own preaching, and so in order for some things to change for me, I gotta change myself. So so I'm gonna change it up a little bit and not trade today, but I want to I'll go over my trades from yesterday. So just keep that in mind. Every third Thursday of the month, there is contract rollover, contract changes, and you can see it's evident volume is changing. All right. So yesterday, I was talking about, there's gonna be I think this is a bottom, maybe one more push down, and suddenly this thing might reverse, right? So I think I was around this area right here, this region, when I started talking that way. Oops. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Let's see. Okay, so I get the rectangular box. It's just gonna give you a big, the big picture. I wish my drawing tool works. And by the way, I realized that there's a delay between my video and my voice, so I apologize for that. So here we go. So I was right here. I was talking, saying, "Hey, I'm gonna wait for a little bit before I start entering." Okay. So, and keep in mind, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just, this is when kind of the tape reading skill comes in to trading. Okay. So this thing, sure enough, pushed one more to the leg side. At this point, I'm feeling the FOMO. I'm like, man, did I just miss this opportunity right here? But I kept my discipline. I said, I'm not. I know this thing is going to reverse anytime now, and so I better not. I better just sit on my hands for a little bit. So at this point, it's already 8 o'clock, right? 8 o'clock is when the pit opens, and suddenly, this is, like I said, this is where the tape reading skills are really, really, really helpful. So at this point, I notice tons of buyers, 5210 coming in. So what do I mean by tons of buyers at that point? That means, well, the price, the dome is right here right now. That means every time when I see prices getting pushed down, immediately at the dome, this thing starts pushing back up. It just doesn't want to go any lower than 5204. So every time the attempt takes place, it doesn't want to go any lower, especially at 5210. So this thing suddenly just popped right there, and then reverted back in, and I figured, okay, if this thing goes lower than 5204, that means the trend is not done. It'll keep going, right? So at that point, I'm interested to go short. But like I said, it's you know it, you could see this range right here from 52.18. So let's put a price on that one. So around 52.18, 52.17, around that area, you could see it's just getting ready, and suddenly broke out. This candle right here broke out from this region. So that tells me, okay, so there's going to be a momentary short covering here, and then this is the place I'm going to enter, right? So that's what I was thinking. That was the thinking process. But when this was happening, I think I stopped to use the restroom, and I said, "Oh crap, I missed this one." So I was like, "Okay, well, if this is truly going to uptrend, then it's gonna start making higher highs, right?" And as I was watching this, sure enough, it started going higher, higher. I was like, "Okay, well, I think the uptrend is intact. So this is the actual reversal, and this is where I'm gonna start trading." So as you can see, I put in a trade right there. So, and then, but you can see my stop is very small. So 25, 18 is the entry, and I lost by 2 ticks because my stop is too small. 52.16. So 18 is my entry. My stop is 16. I got stopped out, right? as you can see here, I got stopped out again. I entered a little better, which is 25. What is that? 17, and I got stopped out at 16. And I said, "Holy crap!" I mean, is this is one of those stupid trading that I always call. I'm trading stupid. So basically, what that means is that, or at least for me, when I say I'm trading stupid, is that I'm putting my stop where I got stopped out to begin with. So as if I didn't remember where I got stopped out. So you can see I got stopped out 52.16 twice. You would think you'd learn your lesson at 16 here, but I did it again. I just didn't remember, and I placed my stop where I got stopped out. So sure enough, I got taken out. So finally, I took another entry here because I missed the boat. I mean, my entry was correct. As you can see, it's only about about three ticks from the last entry and two ticks from the previous one. So at that point, I'm like, okay, well, enough playing around. I'm gonna put my stop, right below this low. I believe it was 15. As soon as you put this low, and then suddenly this candle, imagine this candle was one time over here, and suddenly it shot back up, and then you know came up at this point. So you can imagine how fast that tape was, and this is already at 8:30. Okay, so keep in mind, like I said, there's two ways to lose in the market, either by time or by price. So as you can see, I'm losing by price here, and then um, and then when once I entered, I put my target there, and I think that's what you saw yesterday from yesterday's video. I got filled over here, and I got stopped out. So I'm sitting pretty. I'm at 320 or 340, or yeah, about 34 ticks, I think, if I remember correctly. And suddenly I was like, okay, well, one more. I got two more opportunities to trade because I typically just limit myself to five, no more than five. And the reason why I do that is because uh, if you limit yourself into trading, then what you're really doing, I think subconsciously, is that you're training your eyes to look for better setup, right? Because if if your entries and your trading is unlimited, then you just keep taking stupid trades like the way I did, right? And actually, I traded 7 times yesterday, which is more than what I allow myself to. So as a result, my loss was attributed to poor discipline yesterday, and I don't know why my discipline just went out the window. So I kind of beat myself up a little bit, but that's okay. I learned to get over it real quickly because I don't want to hold on to those beating from yesterday to today, because if that happens, it doesn't help you any if you beat yourself up. So just take it from me. I've done it too many times, and literally suddenly, next thing you know, you have series of losses day after day after day, and then if you run into problems like the things that I've run into, it will literally make you depressed, and because the result is you beat yourself up way so much, and then really all it really does is make you feel bad. So you know from my experience, don't do it. Don't beat yourself up. Yes, it's okay to go, why am I trading stupid here, because I'm analyzing my trades, but that's as far as I can go, as far as beating myself up. So anyways, so as a result, this is my last one, and I lost 44 ticks, right? Because two contract trading. And I said, okay, well, it's obvious I'm out of sync. At this point, I became out of sync of the market, because at this point, I lost like two consecutive ways, and I just lost all my profit. And finally, I was like, okay, well, today is just not a good day. Tomorrow will be a better day. I'm getting out. And at that point, it's time for me to go to work, because at this point, it's already 9 o'clock, anyways, right? So, but the opportunity I can take from yesterday is that little that I know now, look where the price gone. I mean, literally, I was at the very bottom of this trend line, and and what I can what I can extract from yesterday's trading is that, my mindset is really on the right direction. I just needed to stop being impulsive to make that win. Because yesterday, I was like, well, I'm so close to $400. Why not try to push it for $400? So I gambled the whole 34 ticks to exchange to 40 ticks, which it was a bad choice, and certainly a learning one. So and that's I think that's what I kind of skipped out on yesterday. So I apologize for that, just because you know I'm trying to focus on trading as well, and teaching at the same time. So it's kind of a daunting task to do. So anyways, that's it. That was a good run, and then I put out a good 2 run today, and you can see this thing is kind of bouncing now, and actually the tape is going really fast, and I don't know why. So okay, so it's down right there. Anyways, 10 o'clock today. Don't forget, there is a 10 o'clock. So since there's Martin Luther King this week, crude oil inventory is at 10 o'clock Central Time. Guys, don't forget that. So I think you can. There's a better lesson here than yesterday. Yesterday's really the win, or what I'm trying to communicate yesterday is that I think it was this range when I started talking about it, about where the price is going to go, right? So I think I punched it in on the calculator or something, and I made the assumption that yesterday's move was going to be $2, which I think I was only 10 cents off from it. Yesterday's range is 189, so I was 11 ticks from it. So how did I do that? I mean, half of it is really experience. If you come in here and trade the same market over and over, I guarantee you, as long as you're disciplined with your account, you will survive, and you will get where you need to be. So and I think the turn is actually turning for me. I mean, like I said, I'm not a winner every day, and you see this in my trades. So but like I said, it takes progress. It takes work, practice, working smart, not just working hard, but you got to work smart. You got to learn how to ask the right question, to get where you need to be. So, anyways, and with that said, you know, anything I can relate to you with experience-wise, that's why I have the comment section opened up. I'd like to start a communication with all the viewers of my channel. So I'd like to keep an open conversation, just because your input is somebody else's question. So if we can help each other out, and you can bring the question, you can help me build the channel by asking the questions that more likely somebody else's question. So if that makes any sense. So anyways, so that's the goal, right? And then by you smashing that like button, not only would help me generate revenue, but would also help you out. And I think this is a win-win situation for everyone. And if you're interested of why I generate, or why I'm interested in generating the revenue for my channel, watch my previous videos, and I put out a video on how much I make on the channel for the year, for last year at least. It's this one right here. So watch that video if you want to know why I'm doing what I'm doing. So anyways, with this channel, by the way, also is I want to add some more stuff in it. Basically, I think I might add a section now for basically newbies, or I shouldn't say newbies. That's kind of derogatory. I apologize. If you're new to trading, and you want to get started, so I think I might start a playlist that has all of that stuff organized into one section, so you can just click those portion, and that would also tell me who my audiences are. I mean, what skill set that you have currently. So anyways, that's it for me. I don't know if I'm willing to trade. So if you look at today's trading, my bias is to the upside. And even though it looks like this right now, my bias is still to the upside. Why? Let's see. Let's pull a. I'm gonna pull the daily. All right. So here's the daily, right? So let's just focus on crude for now, because the others are not really so important. But anyways, okay. So you can see this thing came down, tried to retest this level and failed, right? And today, being a Wednesday, like I said, this region right here looks like, it's buying. You see, I mean, any when it dips here, it comes back up. It'll go up to here, and at least to 55 bucks, right? So yesterday that got tested. I think my target was 51.60 yesterday, and this thing I think put a bottom at 51.72. So very close to what I was targeting yesterday. Anyhow, so this thing is going to come up. It's going to try to come up and at least would test this. As you can see, I mean, it's very clear. It dips here, come back up, gets rejected, dips here. So your possible resistance is it's right here, right? So possible resistance right there. So it's going to get tested there. Right now at 52.36. If you round that, 52.40. So you got about 60 ticks of opportunity to come up there. And versus your risk. So if you assess your risk, your low of this day today is 52.06, right? 52.06. So the risk is 40, but the reward is 60 possibly. So the question is that which one is greater? So I mean, I think the reward is greater than the risk. So it makes sense to put out a long trade and attempt to come down here, right? So at least this is kind of my mental state. I mean, you saw me bottom fishing all the time. So I even mentioned here, watch out, might be buyers here. So you got to watch out for this. Now, given this thing today, I think today's report is what's going to push this to either direction. Now, if this thing come down in price, would I be shorting? Of course, I'm going to change my bias. I mean, bias is only good for intraday. So, and we're not, I'm not swinging this. I'm not swinging the trade. I'm really just trying to extract 20 ticks at a time, or 20, 40 ticks at a time. So, so when your bias is wrong, the only direction is the opposite side, right? So, and that makes trading for me simple. Part of my goal is to really just simplify trading, and that way I can lessen all these variables, because if you've traded and at least you have several months of trading in your tool belt, I mean, how much mechanics, how much moving parts is contributing, to the wheel of trading, if that makes any sense. So there's the mechanics behind it, the decision making that you have to make when you take a risk and you enter the market. There's a lot of risk and there's a lot of moving parts that's associated to every decisions you're making. So the I think for me, the 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 most efficient way of doing things is that to minimize these variables. So if you can make all of them constant and certain aspects are variables, then that's all there is to it. So now the only thing variable that I'm having to deal with on a day-to-day basis is psychology. So sometimes I get scared to press the buy or sell button, just because you see me trying to short at the top and then buy at the bottom. So who wants to do that? Who can really do that successfully without being scared? So and to me, that's kind of the day-to-day battle, right? And anyways, that's another topic. I hope you enjoy this video. It's about 20 minutes long now. Like I said, I appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel, helping me increase my revenue, and so that way, or at least it helps my channel and for my cause. So I appreciate you guys are doing that. Anything else you want me to cover you know, or any experience you want me to relate to you that you haven't seen in my all my other videos, you know, feel free, leave a comment, and I'm happy to help. Until then, guys, I'll see you on the next video. Take care.